Hello students, teachers, parents, history nerds. Hello everybody, and welcome to Nutshelled History, where we lay out the facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today, we are going to continue our Ancient Civilizations series by looking at Russia and Eastern Europe. Don't forget that there's a link for a fill-in-the-blank worksheet in the description. I just ask that you like and subscribe. I apologize for any mispronunciations ahead of time. I do my best. Okay, let's do this. Russia has three main geographic regions that shaped early life there. The northern forests have poor soil and a cold climate. A band of fertile land farther south attracted farmers. The southern steppe, an open, treeless grassland, provided pasture for herds. It allowed nomads to migrate easily from Asia into Europe. Since ancient times, Slavic peoples had lived in areas that later became part of Russia. Vikings came from Scandinavia. The Vikings traveled south along Russia's rivers, trading with the Slavs and with Constantinople. The city of Kiev was at the center of this trade. Russians date the origins of their country to 862, when a Viking tribe called the Rus began ruling from Novgorod in the north. Rus lands expanded to include Kiev, which became their capital. In the 800s, Constantinople sent missionaries to Russia. Two Orthodox monks, Cyril and Methodius, developed the Cyrillic alphabet, which is still used in Russia. During the reign of the Rus king Vladimir, Orthodox Christianity became the religion of the Rus, and they aligned themselves with the Byzantines. Between 1236 and 1241, Mongols advanced into Russia. They burned Kiev and ruled Russia for the next 240 years. However, as long as they received tribute, the Mongols let Russian princes rule, and they tolerated the Russian Orthodox Church. Although trade increased under the Mongols, Mongol rule cut Russia off from Western Europe at a time when Europeans were making great advances. The princes of Moscow gained power under the Mongols, and Moscow became Russia's political and spiritual center. In 1380, these princes led other Russians in defeating the Golden Horde at the Battle of Kulikovo. A driving force behind Moscow's successes was Ivan III, or Ivan the Great. Between 1462 and 1505, he brought much of northern Russia under his rule. He tried to limit the power of the nobles and sometimes called himself Tsar, the Russian word for Caesar. His grandson, Ivan IV, became the first Russian ruler officially crowned Tsar. However, Ivan IV became unstable and violent. The ways in which he used his power earned him the title Ivan the Terrible. Eastern Europe lies between Central Europe to the west and Russia to the east. Included in this region is the Balkan Peninsula. Both goods and cultural influences traveled along its rivers. Many ethnic groups settled in Eastern Europe. An ethnic group is a large group of people who share the same language and culture. The West Slavs settled in Poland and other parts of Eastern Europe, while the South Slavs occupied the Balkans. Asian peoples, like the Magyars, as well as Vikings and other Germanic peoples, also migrated to Eastern Europe. At times, some groups tried to dominate the region. Many cultural and religious influences spread to Eastern Europe. Byzantine missionaries brought Eastern Orthodox Christianity and Byzantine culture to the Balkans. German knights and missionaries brought Roman Catholic Christianity to Poland and other areas. In the 1300s, the Ottomans invaded the Balkans and introduced Islam. Jews who were persecuted in Western Europe fled to Eastern Europe, especially to Poland, where their liberties were protected. During the Middle Ages, Eastern Europe included many kingdoms and small states. The marriage in 1386 of Queen Jadwiga of Poland to Duke Władysław Jagiello of Lithuania made Poland-Lithuania the largest state in Europe. However, power gradually shifted from the monarch to the nobles. The nobles met in a diet or assembly, where a single noble could block passage of a law. Without a strong central government, Poland-Lithuania declined and eventually disappeared from the map. The Magyars settled in Hungary and became Roman Catholics. The Hungarian king was forced to sign the Golden Bull of 1222, which strictly limited royal power. The Mongols overran Hungary in 1241, killing half of its people. Although they soon withdrew, the Ottoman Turks ended Hungarian independence in 1526. Some of the South Slavs who settled in the Balkans became the ancestors of the Serbs. Most Serbs became Orthodox Christians and set up a state based on a Byzantine model. Serbia reached its height in the 1300s, but could not withstand the advance of the Ottoman Turks. It was conquered by the Ottomans in 1389. Now, a recap. Early Russia was a land of three extremes: freezing forests, fertile farmlands, and the endless steppe highway for nomadic invaders. Slavs settled the region, but then Vikings paddled in, setting up shop in Kiev and kickstarting Russian history. Thanks to Byzantine influence, the Rus adopted Orthodox Christianity and the Cyrillic alphabet, both of which stuck around. Then came the Mongols, who torched Kiev, demanded tribute, and cut Russia off from Western Europe. Moscow eventually rose to power, with Ivan the Great expanding Russian rule and his grandson, Ivan the Terrible, living up to his name with a reign of terror. Meanwhile, Eastern Europe was a cultural crossroads, with Slavs, Magyars, Germans, and even fleeing Jews mixing together. The region saw powerful states rise, like Poland-Lithuania, which got huge but let its nobles veto everything into chaos. Hungary and Serbia had their moments, but eventually fell to the Ottoman Turks. All in all, medieval Eastern Europe was a revolving door of invasions, cultural mashups, and power struggles, setting the stage for centuries of political drama. There you have it, folks. That is Russia and Eastern Europe nutshelled. Thanks for stopping by Nutshelled History. I'll see y'all next time.